Welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, we'll learn the pattern drafting of this stylish drape dress. This beautiful dress, we want to learn how to draft the pattern. This is the part 1, and in part 2 we'll learn how to sew it. The first thing you need is the basic pattern for the upper parts, the front and the back. Just one side, it's okay. This is the front pattern, showing the bust line, the dart, and the shoulder to waist. So the first thing to do is to cut out the band, the band should be about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. So I'll cut out that part. Later we'll attach it back when we are sewing with as a band. So the next thing is to mark out the neckline. Depends on how wide you want your neck to be. You can make it 3.5 or 4 inches, and the depth can be maybe 6 inches or 6.5 inches. So it is a V neck. You just connect the neckline like that, and we'll cut that part off. Now the next thing is to mark the pleats in front of this dress. So from the center front, you mark like maybe 2 inches. Then that also will work as one of the pleats. So I'll just connect it to the bust line like that. I'll connect it. Then I'll connect that one also. This point I'm connecting, I'll cut it, and I will spread it. So it's just like a slash and spread method. So I'll cut it and I will spread it. That is where the pleats in front of that dress will be. Those are the pleats in front of the dress. So that is one. If you look at the dress, it has like 3 pleats. So this dart also will stand as one. And your dart leg, and distance should be maybe 1 inch, 1.5 inches to 2 inches maximum. So it can vary from 1 inch to 2 inches. Then these other parts too, I'll cut it, and I will pick another pattern paper. I will spread. That is the allowance, or that is what will stand as the pleats. So I'll open it up, and the distance will be how big I want that my pleat to be. It can be 1.5 inches, it can be 1 inch, it can be 2 inches. It depends on how full you want it to be. Just know that the fullness will affect how big or how free the clothes will be on you. So if you don't want a very big dress, then you reduce it. So the next thing is to work on the sleeve extension. As you see, the cloth is cut together with its sleeve. So I will extend my shoulder. I will follow the slant, and I will just go down to the length I want my sleeve to be. So you measure where you want your sleeve to stop, and that is where you will mark. Then you measure your hand cuff. That is how wide you want it to be. You come down, and because I want it a little bit slant, so I'll come in a little and just slant it. Then from down, I will connect my shape just like this to form the shape on the dress. And that is what we have for the front of this dress. Now, if you are cutting this on fabric, you cut on fold for the front. Now, if you want this type of, you can use this pattern also for the back. All you just add is your zip allowance, and also the neckline for the back is more than that of the front, is deeper. So if you use 6 or 6.5 for your front neckline, the depth of the front neckline, then the back one can be maybe 8 inches. It depends on how deep you want it to be, and if you like, you can maintain the same depth. So you can use this pattern exactly like this to cut the back. The only thing is the back has the front has pleats, the back has gathers. So you have to gather the excess at the back, not pleats. And also I saw two different type of this tie. That is the back pattern. There was one that had more fullness, and it was as if the fullness came all the way from the shoulder, while the other one does not have much fullness. So the one that does not have much fullness, you can use the same pattern for it, this same front pattern for it. But the other one that has more fullness, that is what I will cut now. So that means technically we are having two style for the back. One can just be like the one in front. This same pattern for front, you can use it for your back. You just adjust the neckline and add your zipper allowance. The other type is different. It's more full. It has more fullness. So it is that one that has more fullness that I will cut with this pattern. Just keep watching. You will see the image soon. So I'll cut off the zipper allowance, and when I want to cut my fabric, I will add it to it. Adjust the neck, that's the neck depth, and the neck width. I'll join it. So it's more than ahead. This is the image of the one that's the fullness is like that of the front. So for this particular one, you can use the pattern, the front pattern, to create it. That means you just cut the front pattern and they had the zipper allowance. But the one I am showing, the one I want to cut now, I will show you. Will see the image just now. So it has more fullness. So because of that, I marked more points. Like the front one, I marked 3 points, but here now I marked close to 5 points because it has more fullness than the other one, or the more fullness than the front. So this is the image. If you look at this back, you see that it has more fullness. The gather is much. This yellow has less fullness. So I'll mark my point, and because of that the full one, I'll be starting the mark from the shoulder, so that the fullness comes all the way from the shoulder to mimic what we have or what we are trying to achieve. So I'll mark the point and I'll cut it. I'll put it on another pattern paper. I will stick it on the pattern paper, and that I will use to cut my back fabric. Remember, we are cutting and adding zipper allowance, and we'll cut 2 of this. This particular video is for pattern making. I will upload the part 2 of this video that will show how to sew this style. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do like and drop your comments. So the next thing to do is to adjust the shoulder to get the sleeve. The sleeve must be equal, should be the same as the sleeve for the front. So I'll just pick the front pattern. I will use it to adjust the back, so that I will note the sleeve length, the opening, and I'll just use it to adjust this one, and that will be all for the pattern of the upper part of the dress. Then we'll now go to how to achieve the skirt, that is the lower part of the dress. To achieve the lower part of the dress, you need your skirt pattern, the pattern for the front part of your skirt. Then what I'll do is I'll split it at the center front. I'll cut it into two like this. Then I'll turn it so that the side seam will face each other. And if you want your dress to be slim at the lower part, then you can retrace your skirt to a pencil skirt. But if you don't want it slim, you don't want the dress to be slim at the lower part, then you don't need to do this. So I'm just trying to make it more of a pencil skirt. Then I'll join it together. I'll make sure my hip line is touching. I'll add my glue and join it. And after joining, I will mark out points that I want the drape to follow. If you look at the style very well, you realize that it's as if it has 4 pleats each side. So because of that, I will mark 4 points at the waist line for front and for the back. Then by the side, I will mark 4 points too. I intentionally made 2 points to go down, because when you look at the style, it's as if the drape are divided into two at the upper part, 2 at the lower part. So you see that my number 3, I will number it now so that you see the numbering. The number 3 has more space, so it's just as if the lower part has 2 drape, the upper part has another drape. So I was supposed to number before cutting, but I forgot to number, so I'm cutting first, but I will still number it, so that because we need that numbering to follow it when we are placing it on our fabric or on another pattern paper. So I'll be numbering it now. 1 2 3 4 5. 4 3 2 1. This number will help me to place it on my fabric or on the pattern paper. Now after numbering, I separated them, the front and the back, and now I am putting a reference line, horizontal line and a vertical line, and I will now place my pattern on the line, on the pattern paper, on another pattern paper, using those lines as my reference. Just watch as I'm placing it. I will glue it down, and that will be the pattern for our skirt. That will be the skirt pattern. Now I will make another video on the sewing of this dress. Stay tuned. If you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe so that you can be notified when I upload the sewing video of this pattern. So after placing it, I will draw a straight line, and I will try to fold my pattern. The lower part too, I curved it just like that. Then I'll try to fold it so that I can trace out that pattern. Just try to fold so that I can trace it out. So that I can cut out the pattern rather. So this is the pattern, just trying to fold. Just trying to fold it. And this is what we'll place on our fabric. Stay tuned for part 2 of this particular video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.